a real quick touch. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
One of the greatest racetracks ever assembled here in Indianapolis, Indiana, is the site for the Mystic Racing League's edition of the KAYTEE IndyCar Series. Here for the Grand Prix that's going to kick off Indianapolis month. Here for the Mystic Racing League. It's the Heatwave Grand Prix, and it's tonight, May 12th, here on V-Speed. I'm your host, producer tonight, Morgan Cook. We're about to get 60 laps underway here in Indy. Quick look at the racetrack while drivers wrap up their qualifying. Built back in 1909. Not quite the oldest racetrack in North America, but it's pretty darn close. I believe that one goes to the Milwaukee Mile, which we saw not too long ago for another Mystic series. 2.43 miles. 14 corners, and this place is bad fast all the way around. With that being said, drivers already completed their qualifying time, so let's see where your favorite driver is going to start the race this evening. Pole winner shouldn't be much of a surprise. The 7 Hawthorne and the 18. Luke Barnes will start in second. The gap almost 1 second between those two drivers. Starting in third, Zachary King in the 51. Noah Hubbard will start fourth in the 4. Matthias Bernachez in the 47 starts in the 5th spot. Devin Curl will roll off the outside of row number 3. Row number 4 belongs to Adam Holston in the 98. Jonathan Kacheri in the 8 will start 8th. Top 10 looks like Steven Addison and Caleb Hunt. 11th for Matthias Ezekiel Marcamini. Remember, really quick last week. Had a shot to win, did not quite get that job done. Corey Colby was solid last week. He will start in 12th. 13th tonight for Christian Barnes with the 27. Reggie Kime will start 14th, and shotgun on the field will be Devin Lyons in the 24. He will start 15th here this evening. That's a look at your grid. Let's get down trackside. See where your favorite driver. When they roll off the grid here, there's all the cars. Woohoo! Look at that. Ready to rumble. We're waiting for one more car. Oh, no, now the pace lights are now yellow. Should start to roll off the pit road here. Or off of the starting block, I should say. There we go, in mere moments. Let's have a look at race analysis while we have a moment. 60 laps. Our scheduled distance here tonight. There will be no overtimes. That doesn't happen in this series. Probably for good reason at that. Pit road limiter enabled. No reason to speed here. You have a button that maintains your speed, like cruise control, but for pit road. It's already timed up specifically for that mile-an-hour threshold, so get down to speed, hit the button, and then just lay on the throttle or whatever you need to do down pit road, and you won't speed. 4 tires that's available tonight. I imagine you'll probably use 2 of those, maybe 3. You're going to need to obviously pit for the compound change. Drivers split decision on whether they want reds or whites to start. Fuel's about 18 to 20 laps. And with the comp yellow at lap 30, that means you're probably going to want to split the first stage in half, pit in the middle. Basically, you're going to pit 3 times, I would think, tonight. Probably makes sense. Or you could try and kind of pit off sequence, really whatever you need your strategy to do tonight. Fixed setup as we've seen all season long. 2 faster pairs as always as well. That should make it so most drivers at least have a chance at finishing here tonight, even though we've seen 7 or so finish the last 3 road course races here in this series. Hopefully we can see more drivers at the end here this time. About half a lap to go. Down the back stretch they go. Following behind that iRacing pace car. There's your field. This is a very hard braking zone. Back to the left here. Easy to miss this corner. It's not quite a chicane, but it's an interesting S section. Left, then another 90 to the right, another 90 back to the left. Easy to overdrive any part of that. And you end up off in the grass or just hemorrhaging time. Then you're starting to get wound up here back onto part of the oval. For a moment anyway, until you have a hard braking zone. Easy to roll the car, surprisingly, in this next corner. That curb on the bottom that you're going to see here to the right side, it sticks up a good 3, 4, 5 inches. You could clip that. If you hit it wrong, it could tumble the car over into the grass. Right there. See how tall that curb is comparative to the tires? It's a bad day if you hit that wrong. Into the final corners. There's pit road entry. And it is just about time to get underway. Off of the final corner, Hawthorne and Barnes have the field in tow. Onto the oval in the reverse direction, but on the oval nonetheless, and we are under green. King aggressive move to the inside. It's not going to stick. As Hawthorne gets out of the scrum with the lead, Marcamini's one making the big moves further back. Already around Holston. Remember, that's up 3 spots already for the 77. Oh, off the racetrack. Go Steven Addison. Caleb Hunt as well. 3 cars under a blanket right here. Barnes, Bernachez, and Hubbard. King got out with second, away from Luke Barnes. Scaceri's about to be under attack from both Curl and Marcamini. Oh, there goes King around. Zachary King sideways on the racetrack. Let's see what happened here to the 51, completing lap number 1. It's into that corner I mentioned. And he clipped the curb, but that didn't send him around. Yeah, just didn't quite hook up. Did a good job getting out of the way. Oh, Hubbard almost got caught up in that as well. Pretty tame spin, all things considered, for King. He will continue to soldier on. Many drivers still in line for positions here. Curl still trying to get around Gaceri. Had to bail on the corner. Didn't expect the braking zone to be so early. Marcamini to the inside. Going to lose that spot. Now Holston on the tail. See, Marcamini is employing the aggressive opening strategy, and what I mean by that, you can see he's got the red tires on. The red sidewall on those tires means they have more grip, but they last for less amount of time. And he's using that to move from his 11th starting position. He's already up to 6th, about to be 5th once he gets around Gaceri. And by doing that, he essentially flipped his track position. Yes, he has to pit earlier to put the whites on, but he's got all this track position anyway, and he's clearly got a fast car. He's going to pick to the inside. Oh, and he made contact. He drove into him, and there's 3 cars involved. Oh, no. Somehow the wing is still on that car. Oh, no, the rear wing isn't. Well, there goes the strategy. That's unfortunate. Let's go back and have a look at it here. Oh, another car off the racetrack. I think that was Devin Lyons. See this from the helicopter here. Yeah, Marcamini just really drove it into the corner deep. Probably an ill-advised move so early in the race, but either way, drivers having issues to deal with. Then we saw the little spin. Then Lyons, yeah, just that car's possibly beached. I'm not really sure what happened there. Oh, Gaceri with another problem here. They're just missing that wing. Yeah, he's really struggling to get that thing to turn. King's gotten around. Remember, King spun earlier. Gaceri now to pit road. Caleb Hunt back in the race after his little off-track escapade earlier. Working around Steven Addison. You're not missing anything up front, though. Seven Hawthorne has pulled away by about 3.5 seconds. Luke Barnes is in second. Matthias Bernachez in the 3rd spot. Hubbard is 4th. Only drivers on the screen right now. Curl now enters frame. Barnes back to 6th. As Marcamini, black flag for, I'm assuming, pit road entry. And not a great start for the 77. I also just got word from race control that going wide or missing turn 1 and or cutting the chicane on the backstretch is a stop and go in the turn 1 access road off track. Well, right on board here with Bernachez to kind of show you what that means. To work through the final section of this racetrack. So as we work into this first corner, hard braking zone here. So what we mean here is if you keep it on the racetrack, this is good. If you do the old Briscoe line and go through the grass, you will have to stop in the turn 1 access road the next time around. Same thing if you cut the chicane, which is right here. Get on the wrong side of that curve, you could find yourself also having to stop in turn 1, sort of penalty, which is obviously less than ideal. Not what you want at this point in the race, or any time really, but No penalties. That would be ideal. King trying to chase down Kime. This is for 9th position. King with the aggressive move to the inside. Remember, these two had their tussle, or if you want to call it that, last week. Saw King end up wrecking out of the race. Battle for 3rd still. Bernachez applying pressure. Cherry is off of pit road, for those wondering. He did go 1 lap down with the damage. Marcamini is 2 laps down, still on pit road. Did not like to use a fast repair. Already used a fast repair. That's interesting. So he's really going to be hurting that if he's a lap down, multiple laps down, and has no fast repair. Oh, now just leaving the pit road. There we go. 77. Trying to work off pit road here. As Luke Barnes is aggressively making moves, and Bernachez is going to overshoot it. Now he's got to work so hard to get all those spots back. All the time he just lost. Now he's got to go get it again. Inside the cockpit, here's what it looks like. Aggressive that curb as he hit it, and he bounced 3 times. Of course, I mentioned the prelude that this race really ends up being. Indy 500, not too far away, both in the real world and in the sim. The official Indy 500s, I believe, open, or I believe fixed was last week, open is this week, something like that. As well, many leagues and special events hosting their Indy 500s, including the Mystic Racing League, which you'll find right here on V-Speed. May 31st, just a couple weeks from now. Holston slips back a spot here. Going to be part of a doubleheader extravaganza. Full-length Indy 500 followed by full-length Coke 600 broadcasted by yours truly. With friends. There will be other people there, of course. Should be a full day of V-Speed fun. You're not going to want to miss it. Hope to see all of you there. And more. Bring your friends. Bring your enemies. Bring your family. Bring everybody. Bring them all. King now working over Holston. Oh, King thought about it. That was a super aggressive move. Decided not to stick the nose in there, and that is the right decision in this case. That would have been nose damage, no question about it. Let's just watch from the rear wing of Holston how quickly King is able to work through the braking zones and use the draft on the straightaway. Oh, that is a hellacious dive. Oh my goodness. Wow. Holston almost had a spin there as well. King right on the rear bumper. Up over the curbing of the chicane. And once again, King has momentum. He will take the dive to the inside, and Holston crosses him over, though. How's that for a savvy little road course move? Preferred line for that corner. Preferred line for that corner. Give Holston. Oh, they're big time wrecked in front of him. Barnes and Curl. Holy cow. What the heck just happened there? What on earth? So there's Curl. He's got Barnes right behind him. Barnes a little bit off the racetrack. Yeah, so there's Curl. Really nobody near him here. Yeah, Barnes is way behind him. He overcooked it in the braking zone for sure. But I still don't see anything that really went wrong here. fine over those curbs. Oh, he clipped the grass and spun in front of Barnes. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Barnes meatball flag. Curl got away from that. I'm not going to say unscathed. He's missing a side pod, but he wasn't as bad as Barnes. Yikes. Not intentional, obviously. Just one of those situations. I believe Holston had a spin on that same lap. Go back here and watch the Holston car. There it is. Maybe not a spin as much as just lost a ton of time. And a few positions to go with it. Yeah, looks like no harm, no foul really for the 98. Just off track a little, got some marbles on the tires, and that is, of course, going to make it a little bit harder for him. Not missing a darn thing up front. It's the best battle on the racetrack right here as King works over Kobe. Should get the spot in the chicane. Yes, move King up to 5th. Kobe back to the 6th spot. Now Holston tries to regain a spot from Caleb Hunt. Hunt into the dirt just a touch. Just making sure it's there. Does Holston try a move? No. Decidedly no, and Hunt just let him have it. All right. Well, that's one way to make a pass, I suppose. But like I was saying up front, Hawthorne has led everything so far. Has not been particularly close. Luke Barnes is about 3 seconds back, with lap traffic in the middle as well. Got Kacheri and Christian Barnes in the way. Bernachez is in the 3rd position, 2.5 back. There's the 47. Noah Hubbard just coming into frame. There is the 4 in 4th. And then King is about 13 seconds back. Good ways behind. There's the MX Wraps number 51 in the 5th spot. Kobe in 6th, as we saw. Curl back to 7th after the spin. Still have it with the dangling side pod. Probably not helping Arrow at all. Holston is in 8th. There he goes. Little half spin for good measure. Good job avoiding him by Caleb Hunt, who's now 8th. Good for Caleb Hunt. Reggie Kime is now in P number 9, and Addison moves up to 10th. With Holston just regaining from his spin. Back to the 11th spot. Last driver on the lead lap. Not that that matters on a road course, but that's the truth of it. King is in 12th. First car one down, chased by Gacheri, who was the second car one down. Marcamini is down a pair of laps in 14th. Devin Lyons has, I believe, retired from the session. Maybe still here. Black flag either way for the 24. There is, with 2 broken right side tires. Oh, Hunt has had a problem on pit road, in fact. What happened to the 19? Was it scheduled? We are approaching this time where we can start seeing pit stops to make it to the end of this first stint here. Remember, lap 30, comp yellow. So 18 to 20 is what we could go. I believe we're just seeing Caleb say, you know what? Put the whites on this thing. See what we can get. I think Kime's in that same boat, potentially. Right on board with Kime here. Something happened to the 9, it looks like. So far, couple minor incidents. Biggest one happening would have been with Curl and Barnes. There goes Kime. Little half spin. Well, your top 8, closest car between them is 3 seconds away. That's Kobe behind King. Holston is trying, like heck, to chase down Addison, who's right in front of him. This is the only lead lap battle under 3 seconds right now. My goodness, shift earlier, Matt. Golly. Engine's just screaming. Oh, there's Lyons. He missed pit exit. That was scary. I think Holston saw it happening. He's got a great run to Addison here. This will probably be a pass for 8. Can confirm. Got him. For those curious, Hunt is back off of the racetrack, or back on the racetrack, I say off pit road. In 13th, 1 lap down. First driver to make a scheduled stop, I would say. I don't believe Barnes or Gutierrez could make it to the halfway break. Even Caleb was kind of on the edge of the halfway break. I think he can make it, but little precarious. Lions off track again. 24 had a tough season. For those on YouTube chat, I am reading your chats, and it's always ominous when the first thing is greeting the commentator, I find. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But hello, Lillian, and everyone else in the chat. Christina. I guess those are there. That is everyone in the chat right now. Hello, nice to see you. Drivers starting to close in towards each other. Curl chasing down Kobe. Addison still trying to keep in touch with Holston. Now Hubbard is trying to catch up to Bernachez. I think the red tires are fading. White tires on Hubbard, red tires on Bernachez. Tyus is slowly but surely catching up. Now, will it be enough to get there before we have to pit? 3 to 5 laps to find out, by my estimations. Really, you could pit now. There goes one. There's Bernachez. Says red tire's not doing it for him anymore. Might go on reds again. That might be the move here. Then you go whites at the halfway break. And then reds for the last 10 laps or so. Maybe the move. I don't know. Tire wear clearly not that big of a deal here. The pace has fallen off, yes. Though Hubbard's fast lap is only 7/10 off his fast lap. Hawthorne, for comparison, is 1.1 seconds. So the reds definitely, like they're both on white tires, doesn't really matter in that regard, but it's hard to really compare driver to driver across the whites and the reds. Because every driver drives differently, of course. As 7 continues to lead the way. Curl's on pit road. This 18 has been nothing short of spectacular today. Led every lap so far. You know you're having an excellent day when the commentator barely talks about you and you've led every lap. That's how you know that there is no pressure behind. We're talking 5-second lead. Started on pole. Has the fast lap by over half a second. It is cruise control. Kevin Hawthorne right now. King is on pit lane. Should be seeing more drivers hit pit road soon. I'm surprised Holston hasn't pit. Holston and Kime are the last 2 drivers. Oh, Kime just went for a little spin there. They're the last 2 drivers on red tires to not bring it down pit road. Curl is back on the red tires. Oh, right behind Kai. That's going to be a unfortunate little slowdown penalty there. Unofficially. Brandon Willard joining the chat. Nice to see you. Race control. League owner. Seven Hawthorne brings it down the pit lane. Luke Barnes going to do the same. Do we see Hubbard on pit road as well? I would say the answer is yes. And he lost the nose. What happened to Noah Hubbard? I should say happy belated Mother's Day. Oh, it was Kime time again, was it? Say happy belated Mother's Day to all of those. Yes, it was Kime. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Happy belated Mother's Day to all of those mothers out there. Yeah, nothing good to say about that incident right there. We're just going to leave that one alone. Said all I had to say last week. Cherry behind Curl. It's for 8th. Both drivers on reds. Most drivers putting reds on here. I think they're electing to just run this thing as far as they can to hopefully get to the halfway point on these tires and then pit for probably whites, maybe reds, depending whatever they haven't done yet, I suppose. So far, this has been about the cleanest race we've had on a road course this year. A few self-spins, but really haven't seen much go wrong so far in this one. Holston will almost complete the cycle. Reggie Kime's the one we're waiting on. Reggie Kime is in. Every driver has now pit, except, never mind. Every driver has now pit. Corey Colby's going to finish off this sequence. And the lead back to Seven Hawthorne off of the final corner, turn 14, and zoom, there goes the 18. Should take the lead right about now, and that will lead another lap for the driver who has dominated a lot of road courses this year. Last week was his problem. Oh, there goes Holston off the pit road. Last week was an epic battle between Hawthorne and Marcamini. Didn't know who was going to get it until the very end when Hawthorne ended up sneaking away. Thought we could see that again tonight with either Luke Barnes or Marcamini. Just hasn't really been in the cards tonight. I mean, the gap now, this is crazy. Hawthorne put the reds on again. The gap is now 14 seconds between first and second spot. That is outrageous. Just for comparison, we'll go by the start-finish line to see where Hawthorne crosses it, and then we'll go see where Bernachez is. I'll show you how big that gap is on the racetrack. So you'll see it here. We're coming off the final corner. So here we are at the start-finish line. There is your leader, Seven Hawthorne. There he goes. Now we're going to sit here, do our taxes, drink our macchiato. Neither of those cars are second place, by the way. There is Matthias Bernachez. There you go. That is the gap between first and second. Hawthorne's almost done the entire first complex this racetrack, as there's dirt all over the place. Before anybody else has even crossed the start-finish line. That is preposterous speed. For those keeping track at home as well, Caleb Hunt has retired from the race, so has Devin Lyons. I think Caleb just missed spending time with Brandon up in the booth, wanted to do a little race controlling. Nothing wrong with taking a little responsibility on, good sir. Kobe trying to chase down Barnes, who has recovered quite nicely. Remember, Barnes caught up in the accident with Curl earlier. They've actually both passed Curl. I have no idea what happened with the dirt in that corner, but that is causing some drivers a little bit of grief here. Barnes to the inside. Pressure from Kobe still. Barnes with the advantage, yes. Now going to bring Curl into the battle. What's the 15 got for us? Aggressive braking to this section. Easy to cross somebody over here if you're paying attention into the final corner. I just saw Kime spin. I did not. Thought that car was going around. Back to this trio. This is 6, 7, and 8. Holston leaving the pit lane. One on the white tires, 2 on the red tires. As Barnes tries to hold him off. Third of the way through this one. Oh my goodness. I thought there was going to be 3 cars wadded up in the wall. That was very close. Oh, Curl with a bit of a sideways move. A little bit of breathing room here, about 3/4 of a second, and here comes Kobe, but Curl with an aggressive drive into the corner will slip ever so slightly and give that spot back. Kime has caught Marcamini. This is the battle for the last car running. Marcamini on pit road. So I imagine we'll not be stopping at the break. We'll just try and make this work to the end, which Marcamini should be close. If you can get 20 out of this run with the caution laps and then get 18 on the final run, you'll make it to the end. It's a little bit dangerous, but I think it's possible. Curl still leads this trio. Sorry, Barnes still leads this trio. Curl is second in this trio. Kobe bringing up the caboose of this 3-car tandem. Well, the gap now, new person in the chat, hello. The gap now is almost 19 seconds. 18.8 for those counting at home. There's Bernachez just off the chicane. And there's Hawthorne entering the final corner complex. Yeah, it's not a particularly close race today. Some drivers we're keeping an eye on. Zachary King is rebounded from that lap 1 spin. He is now in 4th. And on raw pace, I might add. Touch of strategy with the red tires, but the vast majority of it is just simply pace. He is actually the fastest car on the racetrack right now. By a good clip, too. Hawthorne last lap ran a 15.2. King ran a 13.8, so definitely found some speed in the 51. No one else is below the 15.0s. Curl's at the 15.0s. Hubbard better watch out. King is not that far behind. You can see both of them on the frame right now. Holston on pit road. Oh, and he lost the nose. Need I say more? I think we feel the same. Let's try it one more time. Yep. That will do it. I'm not sure if that was him trying to get it turned around or him just having enough of the day. Either are possible, but that's going to make Adam Holston the third driver to lead the session here tonight. He will finish in 13th spot. Kobe is still on the rear wing of Barnes. As I believe, oh my goodness, Lil Hubbard went off the racetrack. And a pass for third at that. Hubbard in the 4, trying to chase down. Well, second would be Bernachez, so it's a ways up the road, but into this first corner. Addison missed a little bit. Oh, I think he had to try and turn away from Addison. Not exactly knowing where the 81 was going to go. Ended up taking the evasive route and going for that spin. Now they work around the 81 again. Barnes all over the rear wing of his teammate. As they both make kind of opposite missteps out of that corner. That was interesting. It's like Barnes overshot the entry and Hubbard overshot the exit. That was kind of a weird situation. So it looks like trying to pass your teammate. As Barnes just had a problem. Christian will watch this battle as Luke Barnes goes to the inside and will get the pass done. But Christian Barnes, on pit road. Apologies, no error here. Just a calculated maneuver. Yeah, I've had some moments in Milwaukee, Mr. Brandon Willard. You are correct. Difference is for Holston, that was a race ender. For me, that was a season ender. Still on the IR after that one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the I'm trying to think what the company name is. Apologies. Caswell Glass Company National Series on Green Flag TV from about a month ago at Milwaukee. 2 weeks ago at Milwaukee. Which feels like forever ago. Interesting race, to say the least. Then if you want to continue to watch Mystic Racing League action, check out all sorts of places. Curl, I believe, lost some time on this lap. Something happened to him, but not enough to really lose him any positions. You can check out the KAYTEE IndyCar Series, any of the races we've had so far. Have a look at the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series on Wednesdays, or the Slim Chickens Cup Series on Fridays, as we also get prepared for our Coke 600 event. Curl works around the 81, and we should see Curl, I imagine, doing a doubleheader that day. Potentially. Watch it or we'll find you. Well, I can't make that promise, but Brandon Willard, he might get you. It's hard to say. Mystic Racing League will be in your thoughts. I can assure you of that. Only a single battle on the racetrack within 4 seconds of each other, and it's this one right here. Kobe trying to catch up to Hubbard. A few oval aces. Trying their hand at the road course. Both in the top 6. As Evan Hawthorne does not want to see this halfway break. The gap is 23 seconds. Oh my goodness. It's not even close right now. Running the fastest laps on the racetrack. Few drivers are close. Kacheri is within a couple tenths. Barnes within a couple tenths. King is within the same second bracket, but everyone else is way off the pace here. Some love from Caleb in chat. Thank you. Appreciate that. I read the comments, I just don't respond to them. I just use my voice, Caleb. as we watch the leader and nobody else in the frame. Might as well be a test session for 7 Hawthorne today. That'll make people proud, I'm sure. Bernachez on pit road as we end up getting to the end of this one. That's going to try and flip the strategy around. Decent idea. Will inherit spots should other drivers pit. And shouldn't lose that much time either, considering how spread apart the whole field is. Curl will get that spot. Hubbard should be on pit road now. Okay. There's Barnes back in 8th. Haven't seen much of Barnes for a while. Not sure if we'll see a pit stop here either. If you're 7 Hawthorne, you are just thrilled with the way things are going. Complete this lap, and the caution should be thrown. Will signify halfway. Only 6 on the lead lap. My goodness. I think Bernachez is just up the road. Yes. Could not have timed out that pit stop any better. Should inherit the lead once it's all said and done. For how long, who knows, but that was a terrific strategy call for the 47. But it's not particularly going to matter. Oh, here we go onto pit road for 7 Hawthorne. He says, nah. I think I'm going to go take the lead anyway. Zachary King is 40 seconds back. Let's see who's going to get to the line first. It should be Hawthorne still. Should have enough time to get the start-finish line, trigger the caution before King gets there. There it is. Caution is out. Hawthorne cross the start-finish line. Slowly but surely on the pit lane. Where is King? King just now entering the final corner. He will not pit. Pit road is closed, of course. That would be a bad decision. And King will take the lead for a moment. Hawthorne just now off pit road. There's a safety car right behind Hawthorne. This is curious. How is this going to work? With the pace car leaving right behind Hawthorne, does he have to rejoin the back of the field? Or does he end up getting the lead? Second, maybe. Well, all that for second. That ain't bad. King's going to have to pit here pretty soon. Doesn't have to pit during this section. He could pit during under green. I just probably wouldn't advise it. Barnes, Kobe, Curl in the same boat. Bernachez will inherit second once those stops happen. Problem is track position now. Bit of a gap now between Bernachez and Hawthorne. As the field is going to work up to the pace car, we will take a quick step aside. You're not going to miss anything here for the Mystic Racing League. We'll be back in just a few.
Real quick, you both stop the real quick cut. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to V-Speed. 32 laps into 60 here at the Indianapolis Road Course for the KAYTEE IndyCar Series. Seven Hawthorne has led the most laps today, and it has not been particularly close in the speed department. Hawthorne has been on rails all day today, 31 of the 32 laps led. Only when he didn't lead was because Zachary King did not pit coming to the halfway break. That is the difference so far in this one. After the pit stop sequence, Hawthorne, as we expected, will cycle out to the lead. Bernachez will cycle to second after pitting early. Then Hubbard will be in the third spot. King, Luke Barnes, Kobe, Curl, Christian Barnes, and Gasheri just hit pit road. Addison with a wave around will make 10 as he now hits pit road. I don't know if you can do that. We'll see, I guess. We'll put 10 on the lead lap. Mark Amini, the only driver running not on the lead lap, as Kime, Holston, Hunt, and Lyons have retired from the race. Pace light still on, so at least one more lap until we get to it. Let's maybe have a chat with a driver. Oddly enough, there's only 3 to choose from. They're all from the same team. So let's talk to... How about Devin Curl? See if we can chat with Devin. Devin Curl, Morgan up in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the start of this race, a little hectic. The contact with Barnes there, got the car repaired, the side pod flapping and all that. Back up to 7th, fresh tires, red tires. What's it going to look like the rest of the way from here?
Just hold on and survive. I'm not expecting to do anything here. These guys are really fast and usually come in with some expectation of being decent on road courses, but for some reason I'm just missing something here. I was good at Chicago and thought maybe that would mean I'd just be good on the road courses in these cars, but unfortunately I'm not, so just hopefully not wreck anybody else and bring her home in one piece.
Yeah, that is a great great goal here today. One lap to green here. Who you want to thank? Who you want to shout out for what's going on so far?
Yeah, I want to shout out Zach King. He's doing really well. I know he had a little incident early in the race, but he's super fast. I think he's probably the only one that can run 7. And his team, Ideal Me Ball Motorsports, and then as well as my wife. Won't be in the broadcast booth tonight after the race in the top 3, but I can still give a shout out here.
There you go. There you go. Got to get him where you can. Devin Curl running 7th right now.
Thanks.
Since we have a long pace lap, let's chat with another one of the teammates. Zachary King, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yo, Morgan, what is up?
We are surviving up here in the broadcast booth, I would say. You're running P4, surviving on the racetrack. Spin on lap number 1, put you behind the 8 ball, but all of a sudden you're back up in the top 5. I think you're the only driver to lead a lap today. What can we look for the final 30-odd laps here, 20-odd laps here from the 51?
as long as we can keep pace with 7, I feel like we can get them later in the run. Feel really strong. I don't know where all this pace came from. Qualified 3rd today. I don't know where the pace came from, but just gotta survive and be there at the end. Don't cause any unforced errors. We spun twice, so as long as we have a better final 30 than we had before the first 30, we'll be sitting pretty. I think we have a top 3, top 2 car today. I think we can probably give 7 a run for his money.
Well, that is the hope, isn't it, when we get down to the pay window opening, running 4th right now. Got a couple fast drivers in front of you to dispatch before you even get to 7. While we got you up here, who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out as you get ready to go green again?
Yeah, shout out to Ideal Pest LLC, Ideal K9, Advanced Work Vans, Gilbert Fleet and Commercial, K1 Speed. Remember to be back at the Meatball Motorsports shop. You know, they do a great job, phenomenal job of getting us fast Indy cars, whatever we need, fast Indy cars, fast stock cars, fast anything. They do a great job putting us in good positions every week. And shout out to Mom for always tuning in. Happy Mother's Day late. But yeah, we're just here to have some fun and try to run up front and see what we can do and give somebody a run for their money. You know, can't have the same person win every time.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the way, Zach.
Thank you.
Zachary King running 4th right now in the 51. Well, we are about to get things back underway. Single file restart as we see on the road courses and everywhere in the IndyCar series. 7 Hawthorne has the field in tow. Bernashez, Hubbard, King, and Luke Barnes are your top 5. Off of turn number 14. And it's go time. Mistimed that just a touch. There we go. At the start-finish line. That's interesting. Now it's go time. We fan out multiple wide. Hubbard with the big look to the inside. And now King trying to force to the outside. Wow, aggressive move of the 51 to get there. Couldn't make it stick. That's going to allow 7 to squeak away here. That's not what the field wanted to see. This is the big battle right now, is who can get to 2nd first. Bernashez has the spot for now. Can Hubbard on the Reds or King on the Reds make a move to get there? Kobe a little further back, out of shape. Oh, Hubbard got to Bernashez. Way to the inside. Can he make it stick? No, he got them both. They're both around, and King's going to get by. Oh, and the nose go. Oh, my goodness. Marcamini just got wrecked. What the heck just happened? Oh, my goodness. Chaos in Indianapolis. Devin Curl's day is heavily dampered. So is Hubbard. Let's go watch Hubbard again. This is where it all started. Well, we'll go a little further back here. This is where it all started. Chaos. So Hubbard tried to make the aggressive move on Bernashez. And that curve I talked about at the top of the show, it bit him. Way to the inside here. Goes for the move, flipped the curb, and it spun him around. And then a little further back, Curl just getting through this. Marcamini doesn't see him. Crosses him over. Marcamini gets shoved way out in the dirt, and it destroys Curl's suspension. Chaos. Wow, what a moment. Hubbard has no front wing. That can't be driving very well. Somehow Barnes squeaked by for 2nd, and King is back to 3rd. The gap, if you're curious, from Barnes to Hawthorne, yeah, it's 3 seconds. How many laps have it been? 2. Holy cow is right. Golly. Kobe trying to work on Gacheri. Just not quite enough to get there. Not yet, anyway. Oh, Kacheri's blinking again. Terrific. That always makes it easy when you can't see your competitors. Oh, 3G goes for a slide. These curbs, the IndyCars, do not like them. The flat curbs are fine with, but those sausage curbs, turtles, whatever you want to call them, these cars in their rigid suspension are not a fan. Not a fan at all. See what King can do. Chase down Barnes. Fastest car on track last time by. I think more so than the pace difference, you got to wonder, will the difference in tires between King and the drivers in front of him make a difference? Remember, Hawthorne and Barnes both on white tires, King on the reds. Does that impact anything? As Marcamini getting lapped again, that'll put him 2 down from Hawthorne. Curl not too far away. There's Curl. Chasing down Hubbard, who I believe got the nose fixed. Yes, Hubbard's nose is now repaired. Kobe works over Bernachez. This is for the 6th position. Nothing doing quite yet. No aggressive dive bomb this time, probably for good reason. Gap was pretty substantial. Just as I say aggressive, and oh my goodness. Did he knock the wing off? He did knock the wing off of Barnes. Oh my goodness. There's no way that was planned. If it was, that's an evil genius move, but that is going to give Zachary King the spot easily. Yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, obviously, that wasn't intentional, right, to go in there and make contact, but regardless if it was or wasn't, Barnes now has to pit to get the wing repaired. Christian Barnes is going to inherit 3rd, and King is going to inherit 2nd spot. Now, the bad news about that is that King's got 7 seconds to catch up to 7 Hawthorne. 7 out here just putting a clinic on. And remember, no more scheduled breaks. All Hawthorne has to do is manage this pit stop properly, get out on the racetrack, and just drive off into the sunset. There's King now exiting the chicane. It has been a near flawless day for 7 Hawthorne. Kobe still on the back of Bernachez as they're chasing down Kacheri now. Haven't said much about the 8 today. Just kind of a steady day. Like missed the nose piece as is customary at one point in time today, but other than that, has really just been pretty solid. Up in the top 5 right now, looks to potentially inherit a top 5 should everything play out the way that it is and strategy works out and all that. But looking good so far. Closest battle on track, Curl and Hubbard. You would think that would be up in the top 5, top 3. That is for the 9th position. These two drivers had good days at one point, but just they kind of fell away at the end. Or I should say through the middle. We're not at the end yet. Hubbard's more so than Curls. Remember, Hubbard was running very well until he tried the move on Bernachez, took them both out. That also got Curl behind the 8 ball as well. And there goes Noah. Oh, Noah Hubbard and Devin Curl both spun. That's interesting. Hubbard missed the corner and Curl spun trying to make the pass. As now Barnes closes in on King. Barnes just posted a leader matching lap. And King is way off pace right now. One of the slowest cars on the racetrack. Not sure what happened to King. Potentially a little bit rattled. Tires might be giving up also. Remember, he's on the reds. They do have a little bit less tire life than the whites do. You can still get to the end of the stage with, or sorry, end of the run with them, but you're not nearly as fast for those final 5 or so laps as you are on the white tires. I also imagine that we're going to start seeing drivers. There's no Hubbard here doing a little bit of landscaping. I imagine we'll start seeing drivers hit pit road in the next 5 laps or so. Cut this last run in half-ish. Probably the right move. Especially if you're Hawthorne, I feel like. Just be conservative. Don't do anything crazy. As Hubbard just could not quite get... Oh, wow. Curl just missed Hubbard. Those two have had an interesting day today. Addison trying to get out of the way. That's Barnes, who just passed him for 7th. Christian Barnes all over the back bumper of Zachary King. Way wide. Haven't seen any corner cuts in turn 1 or the chicane yet. Drivers being good and respecting track limits. These two about 3/10 apart, as are Gacheri and Bernachez. For 4th, right behind him, about 5 seconds back. Bernachez, a little bit of a slip. Oh boy, that was just about another spin. Holy cow. Jonathan tried it, just didn't stick. Now Barnes going to go for a... He peeked to the inside, didn't make the aggressive move, but he looked like he was going to. King defending nicely in 2nd, about 10 seconds back of Hawthorne, who has, again, stretched the lead out. If I remember correctly, on the last run before the pit stop, Hawthorne was about 7 seconds in front, came out of pit road about 14 seconds up. Do we expect the same thing here? I'm not really sure. All I know is that 18 has been incredibly quick today. Haven't run many laps slower than a 1:15. Whole field really matching lap times that time by. Hubbard, the fastest on the racetrack. Now this time, still fastest on the racetrack. I think Hawthorne actually got on that time by. Half a second separates Gacheri and Corey Kobe, who is just hanging around. 86 running in the 6th spot, trying to get that top 5 on the Reds right now. Just making sure his presence is felt. Curl is still working on Hubbard, by the way. This is, again, still for 9th. Should start seeing pit stops in the next 2 laps or so. Pit window's open. You can make it from here. Window is open. As Barnes and King scrap intensifies. They are teammates, but I think they're willing to fight it out. Hopefully they don't end up making contact. There goes Barnes to the inside. Can he make the pass stick? Yeah, King's going to give it to him. King tried the crossover, wasn't quite there, and that'll move Barnes up to 2nd. Cherry's starting to pull away from Kobe a little bit. As we work just over 3/4 of the way through this one. Oh, Kobe deep dive to the inside. Cherry gonna muscle back through the bottom of the corner. Scored out to a bit of a gap. Gonna try again. I've seen a lot of calamity in this corner with drivers trying to be aggressive on entry. Doesn't pay off. Cherry to pit road. King on pit road as well. Bernashez on pit road. It's a feeding frenzy. I think Hawthorne's in his own zip code enough. It's not really going to matter for the lead. But when does Barnes come down for a pit stop? Barnes on the white tires. Let's see. Does King go with reds or go with whites? Bernashez and Gasheri in that same boat as well. King is down and away, red tires. Bernashez down and away, white tires. Gasheri down and away, also white tires. As I believe, no, leader's still on the racetrack. Does Barnes pit? No. They're not going to be reactionary. They're going to do their own strategy. There's Bernashez behind the weaving Zachary King, trying to get heat in those tires. 47 on the whites, might be waiting to pounce later in the run when those reds fall off, potentially. Luke Barnes closes in. Remember, he still has to pit. Possibly. He might be able to make it to the end from here, actually. Maybe. Not sure about that for sure. King having to put on a defense school here. Hold off the 47. King peeks inside, does not want the inside to be taken. Down to the wall. Takes back up high. 47 will get the spot. Yeah, that was a bad move for King. That is going to be the first stop and go of the day. King actually lost where he was on the racetrack. You can't go that way. And that is going to be a big blow to his day. Put him from potentially a top 3, probably going to finish, struggle to get in the top 5 now. Unfortunate break for him. Luke Barnes on the back bumper and a little bit closer than that to Matthias Bernashez. Just a kith. That's what they say. As Corey Kobe slowly and steadily has climbed up to the 3rd spot. Oh, King spun another time. It is a disaster lap for the 51. He's still spinning. He got rattled. All went downhill. Yeah, just got too much curb. Let everybody go by as you do. Goes back again. I believe had another little half spin. There it is. Just car not agreeing with him here. No damage, just car won't hook up. King back now to 8th, 1 lap down. Curl leading the drivers a lap down, right over Kasheri. Kasheri will inherit that spot back. Curl, I don't believe, can make it to the end here as Barnes is on pit road. That's Christian Barnes. Giving Hawthorne still the lead. Kasheri, big move to the inside. No, does not make it stick. So no, there will be no change for 6th at the moment. Not enough good things to say about Corey Kobe, though. Just put your head down, bring your lunch pail, and get the job done. Start at 12th, up to 2nd. Still has to pit, that is for sure. But really haven't said his name in terms of somebody spinning or crashing today. Just a quiet and calm day for the 86. Curl on pit road. Hawthorne's on pit road as well. Something happened to Noah Hubbard here. Yeah, a little wobble and then a bobble, and then he saved it, and then it spun again. Back to 9th now for Noah Hubbard. I will say, a lot of these incidents today have been single car accidents. We've only really seen the 2 big multi-car problems. Of course, the first one being with Curl and Christian Barnes. The second one being Hubbard into, sorry, was it Hubbard or was it Luke Barnes into Bernashez? I think it was Hubbard into Bernashez. That kind of triggered that big one right after the lap 30 second half restart, if you will. But now Hawthorne is pit. All he has to do is keep it on the racetrack. Kobe still has to bring it down pit road. Should move Kobe back to 2nd or 3rd. Barnes about 10 seconds back of Hawthorne. Bernashez another 2 seconds back from there. Yeah, I think Kobe's actually going to fall back quite a bit here. Might even be back to like 6th or so. Kobe on pit road right now, in fact. So everybody except for Marcamini can make it to the end from here. Question marks around Luke Barnes, but I'm pretty sure he can make it. For sake of argument, let's say that he can. So pit carts are basically packed up. Just 10 more laps around. Devin Hawthorne to complete a masterful day. 49 laps led from the pole. Other drivers lead laps today. Let's see. Is it Christian Barnes? Tyus Bernashez? No. Luke Barnes? No. Corey Kobe got 1. Kasheri? No. Zachary King? No. Curl? Hubbard? Marcamini? Addison. There's all the drivers running. So one driver has led pretty much every lap today. Turns out King did not get a lap led with that earlier pit sequence during the caution. That was not a lap led for King. Well, chat, before the race started, I got asked a question, very simple question. 7 Hawthorne or the field? Meaning, will 7 Hawthorne win this race, or will someone else, anyone else, win today? Everybody in the chat said field. Specifically, Luke Barnes was a lot of drivers' picks. I had my eye on Bernachez. We're all proven wrong so far. 7 Hawthorne has put on a masterful performance, as we've come to expect here. This dude can drive. And very, very quickly. Got the red tires on. And put down, the second fastest lap of the day. Christian Barnes got him by 1/1000th of a second last time by. This is the real battle, I think. I think the positionally, it's pretty much, I don't want to say wrapped up, but pretty darn close. Look at the fastest laps. Look at the top two. 1:13.443 to 1:13.442. You're not going to get much closer than that, folks. Barnes have anything extra this time? No. King got in the 1:13s. Hubbard got really close too, actually. 1:13.449. So the 3 fastest laps of apologies, actually. Barnes got the fast lap. I missed that at 1:13.15. That is getting it. That's fast. Holy cow. As Luke Barnes hit pit road. So fast lap of the day goes to Luke Barnes. No, Devin Curlino in the 12s. Wow, that's a fast one too. In fact, he just set that lap, Devin Curl did. Wow, we got some very fast drivers out here. I think what impresses me the most about this field and what makes what 7's doing so impressive is we have seen drivers be very, very fast today. Christian Barnes, Matthias Bernachez, Zachary King, Luke Barnes, Devin Curl, Noah Hubbard. That's 6 drivers who have put up faster laps at some point in this race than your leader. Yet, the consistency of 7 Hawthorne has just given him this massive lead. We're talking 8.5 seconds. It's dropping now behind Curl, but it's 8.5 seconds still. It would take something outrageous for Hawthorne to lose this race as that's Luke Barnes' black flag on pit road. Likely unsafe entrance or speeding, something of the like. He's going to lose a couple spots here. Probably fall back to Addison in 10th. And this is shaping up to be our most drivers finishing a road course race this year. Previous mark was 7. I think every race we had 7 finish, 6 or 7. Now we find ourselves at 11. Mark Amindi, the one bringing up the tail, of course, had high hopes for him winning today. Just never could get the day off the ground. Now Luke Barnes with the penalty will be relegated to 11th running position, 2 laps down. Curl, last driver on the lead lap, just got his lap back the old-fashioned way by passing the leader. Other lead lap drivers, Zachary King, Jonathan Gasheri, Corey Kobe, Matthias Bernachez, Christian Barnes, and of course your leader, 7 Hawthorne, who is now trying to get the spot back. Relax, Caleb. As soon as I said it, I knew you were going to say that, Caleb. I knew it. Can always leave it to that one person in chat to drop the 6-7. Who is excited for the Indy 500 in just a few weeks' time? That is going to be a wild ride. Caleb, you can run in that race? What do you think? Might see Brandon Willard in that one too. Hard to say. I bet Zachary King's going to be there. Devin Curl probably. Probably everyone in this field will be there, depending on availabilities and stuff. Remember, this is on a Sunday, not on a Tuesday. That does change things for drivers. Luke Barnes still under black flag. I have no idea what he did, but holy cow, it must have been bad. Oh, Curl with an aggressive move on the leader. Caught him sleeping a little bit. Then smokes the tires into that corner. There aren't many racetracks like Indianapolis Road Course. Combination of fast sweeping corners, but it's entirely flat. And a very hard high braking zone. Spots of the racetrack with sharp corners. Just a weird combination of a racetrack. It really is. As we just saw Addison miss the corner. 4 laps to go. Am I going to be there? Caleb, of course I'm going to be there. Who else is going to bring you this fantastic racing action live on V-Speed? It's going to be me. I'm going to do that. Would I like to race in that race if I had an opportunity to? Possibly. Possibly. But, unfortunately, there's no seat available for me. So I'll leave it to the drivers here to put on a show, and I will just make sure that it all gets the fine people of YouTube. Like you after you fail to finish. Wadacha. Yeah, 7 Hawthorne is putting on a show today. Christina showing love in the chat, rightfully so. 3 laps remain. A little over 6 miles to go. Enough fuel in the tank, enough rubber on the road. Need a Moms League in the Mystic Racing League. That is a terrific idea. I'm always down for like a significant other, better half, moms, dads, whatever, like that sort of racing league, that sort of like event where you bring in not necessarily the drivers, but the people who support the drivers and make sure the drivers have, whatever they need to get their jobs done on the racetrack. That would be a lot of fun, I think, because I think there are some pretty good spouses and mothers and fathers behind a wheel of a sim rig out there. It would be a lot of fun to watch. 2 to go. Christian Barnes hanging out in second. No one in sight. The 27. Bernachez in third. We'll chat with those 3 post-race should this stay the way it looks like it will. Corey Colby going to come up a little bit short of getting on the podium, but still valiant effort and great drive. Up 8 spots. Second biggest mover behind only Christian Barnes. Sherry in 5th. Going to go take his 2 to go lap. Some of us wonder why we're chat banned. My goodness. 7 Hawthorne has 2 corners and 1 lap to go to secure a dominant win at the Indy Road Course. You think he's ready for Indianapolis? I think so. One more time around. He's going to have Devin Curl chaperone around the racetrack this entire lap. How nice of Devin Curl to provide that experience. But it's all about 7 Hawthorne now. "10 seconds thereabouts will be the margin of victory. Should we stay strong here this last lap or so. No Hubbard on pit road. That will relegate into 10th. Luke Barnes off the racetrack will finish in 11th. Final corner complex. One corner to go. For the final time today, 7 Hawthorne's going to cross the start-finish line, and this time he's going to be the winner in Indianapolis. 59 out of 60. Unreal. Now we wait for the rest of the field to finish. Waiting on just a few drivers. Sherry left. That'll be for 5th. I believe King should be pretty close to wrapping this one up as well. And Mark Amini will be the last driver to cross the finish line. One more corner left in this race. There it is. Now every driver has crossed the line. Let's go back to 7 Hawthorne for the inevitable celebrations. Put on a clinic. There's not really much more I can say than just wow. 2 in a row. Pair of road courses, neither of which could tame the 18 machine. Well, let's get to your results and interviews with your top 3. Winning, of course, 7 Hawthorne in the 18. Christian Barnes finishes in 2nd, right around 10 seconds behind. That'll be Bernashez in 3rd. Corey Colby in 4th. Gasheri finishes in 5th. Curl, how about that? How about King in 6th? Curl back to 7th. Mark Amini rebounds to 8th after a rough start. Addison 9th. Hubbard in 10th after pitting on the final lap. Luke Barnes will finish at 11th spot. Reggie Kime retired early, finishes 12th. Holston, same thing at 13th. Caleb Hunt, 14th. Devin Lyons in the 15th spot. Now let's have an interview with your top 3. We'll start off with your winner. None other than 7 Hawthorne. Morgan, 7 up in the booth. You got a copy.
Loud and clear, Morgan.
All right. Well, you can't do it much better than that. Started on the pole, led 59 out of the 60. The fast lap got away from you, but I don't think that particularly matters to you because you put it on them today. I mean, just I don't know even what to ask. Just tell me about it.
It was a great race. We got the pole and led a whole bunch of laps and executed well, and just couldn't ask for a better day. And definitely a much more comfortable win than Barber. There was a lot of moments and mishaps at Barber, but we cleaned that up tonight, and we had a pretty dominant night tonight, and yeah, it's just really happy to get another win on the season, be the first repeat winner. And yeah, what a way to go into the 2-week break we got until the 500.
Yeah, definitely strong. And you mentioned, yeah, not a single mistake from you tonight. No spins, no slides. Really didn't put a tire wrong all night. This car was just on rails, and you did a phenomenal job driving it, making sure that it didn't do what it wasn't supposed to do off in the dirt and the grass. And were there ever any moments in this race where you, one, were worried about another driver, or two, just got complacent and we're like, I want this thing to be over with? Did that ever cross your mind, or was it always just laser focus for 7 here tonight?
I wanted this thing to be over after I led the first lap. I was like, throw the white flag. Let's get it over. But one moment I had was I think on our final pit stop, I lit up the rear tires a little bit coming off of the pit. So when I went into turn one, it was really, really sketchy. But I was able to put some heat into them, and those are little mishaps with the 15. I mean, I get you racing for your lap, and that always happens. But there was a few sketchy moments, but all in all, nothing too much to talk about there. But yeah, just really happy with the points, and I'm hoping we'll get that 0x bonus because I don't think I got a single incident point this race. So, yeah, just it couldn't have been a better race.
Yeah, great day for 7 Hawthorne. Now, you mentioned the 2-week break, and then, of course, the big one, the Indy 500 right here on V Speed, May 31st. You look forward to that race, I assume. Are you doing the doubleheader that day or just the Indy race?
Where I'm gonna try my best to do the double. I want to run all 1,100 miles, and it will be a tall task to win both of those races, but definitely not impossible with the speed we've had here recently. So, can't wait to be going left around this place in 2 weeks' time, and
Right.
it's just, yeah, just really excited, really pumped for that race, and hopefully we can score a lot more points there with the bigger field and try to increase this points lead that we got.
Yeah, that would also be very helpful, of course. But well, we got you up here in Sofa News Victory Lane for the second time this season. Back to back, I might add. Who do you want to thank, and who do you want to shout out for what was a terrific day on the Indianapolis Road Course?
Just want to thank my friends and family for watching. I got them another win this season, so very happy about that. And I want to shout out my teammate Jonathan. According to this, he finished 5th, so that's finally a nice solid top 5 for him. And hopefully we can keep racking off these good finishes and not only be in the drivers' championship at the end of the season, but the owners' championship too. So let's keep building and keep pushing. And yeah, thank you for hosting the broadcast, and had a blast tonight.
You bet. Great job tonight, Seven. Congratulations, and we'll see you next time out, couple weeks on the Oval. That's race winner, 7 Hawthorne. Now let's go meet up with the second spot, that of course being Christian Barnes. Christian, Morgan in the booth, you got a copy. That is not Christian. That's better. Christian Barnes, Morgan up in the booth, you got a copy.
Yes, I do.
I grabbed the wrong Discord. That's not the right guy. Anyway, so today, bit of an up and down day. Obviously, you had the issue with Curl early, where I forget, one of you spun. I don't remember who.
Yeah, he spun. I just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, you got into him there, and that kind of derailed the start of the day. But slowly but surely, you picked your way up through the field, and second place you are. So obviously a lot of speed in this car. Was there anything you had for 7, or was second as good as it was going to be today?
I think the only way that I possibly would have had anything for him was to literally restart up there with him and keep in the draft. But besides that, I mean, there's zero way I was going to catch him once I got to second. I mean, he just never made a mistake, and that's what you got to do with these races. And I kind of messed myself up in qualifying. I went out a little too late. Touched the grass on my first lap and then did not have enough time for my second, so I had to start in the back. And yeah, I mean, I was working my way through, and unfortunately just nowhere to go with Devin, and I mean, he apologized. Nothing you could really do about that. Just unfortunate situation. And luckily with the second, or after the restart, there was a bunch of chaos, a lot of guys spinning, crashing, one guy was flipping through the air.
Yeah.
Luckily I was able to get through that in 4th, and then I just had to run down second and third, and At that point, I was just trying to go for fast lap, and I think Devin got it. So
You did.
you know. So I mean, I'll take a second. I mean, with how the day went, I know that I think 7 is the points leader, so he'll pull away a little bit more. But I mean, second not bad.
Second is not bad at all, considering the start to the day and how many drivers struggled throughout the day today to keep it on the racetrack. This was our best road course race yet. Do you see it continuing to get better throughout the
Oh yeah, I
season,
think.
or do you still think this is a primarily oval league?
No, I mean, I think that as we go on, guys are going to get more used to these cars, more used to road courses, and I mean, I think there's still going to be guys like Seven and other road course ringers that are probably going to dominate, but I think that we'll probably see a lot less, most of the field being a lap down from crashes. Guys will get used to it; they'll get better.
And lastly, 2 weeks from now, we have the Indy 500 here for the Mystic Racing League. How you feeling about that one? You gonna go do the double that night?
I cannot wait for that. I am pumped for it. I got it. I won it last year, and it was an exciting finish. And I'm hoping that I can possibly do the same thing this year. But a lot more guys are going to be racing, and a lot more talent. So we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Well, on that note, Christian Barnes, who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for second spot here on the Indy Road Course?
Yeah, I'll shout out my team, Meatball Motorsports, and I'll shout out the sponsors, Gilbert's Fleet, Advanced Work Fans, Gen Blossom Designs, K1 Speed, Ideal Pests, MX Wraps, and TZO Designs.
All right. That second place finisher, Christian Barnes, thank you for your time. We'll see you next time out here on V-Speed.
Thank you.
Now down to third, Matthias Bernashez. Bernie, you got a copy.
Got you loud and clear, my.
All right, third spot today after what was a fairly chaotic race for you as well. I namely mentioned the point where I think it was Hubbard got into you trying to chase down 7 after that lap 30 kind of restack, and obviously sent you into the grass and caused a bit of a melee after that. I mean, you clawed your way back up to third, but if that incident doesn't happen, do you have anything for 7 at the end of this race, or was second, third about what this car had tonight?
Second was what we have tonight, I think. Just the thing after the caution just killed us for the night, but we went back P3, so I'm pretty happy with that.
And you were able to pull some quite fast laps out of the hip pocket, so to speak. How difficult was it to run fast laps lap after lap here? We saw very few drivers be able to consistently hit those 15 or 14 second lap times here. Really, 7 was the only one to do that. So why was that? What was difficult about this track to kind of repeat every lap the speed?
It was way more difficult on the alternate tires. We were able to do some 15 laps on a good pace, but then the tire just went down. But on the primary tire, it was way better. So I don't know. I love that track, man. It's so cool. It's fast everywhere on track and cool to pass. So yeah, as I said, I just love that track. I think I run it too much, so that's why I'm doing some pretty good pace lap.
Well, it shows. I mean, you ran very well today, up in the top 5 a lot of the day. Started up in, 5th? Yeah, so really top 5 basically the whole time, and everything you had to do to get a top 3 here, and you did it. But let's look ahead a little bit. 2 weeks from now, we're going to find ourselves Indy 500. Tom, I've asked this to every other driver. You excited for that race? And do you plan on attempting to do the double that night, the 500s in Indianapolis and then the 600 in Charlotte?
Yeah, we just have to make things happen because I'm also racing on dirt here in Quebec in real life. So we'll see if we are. I think we are outside of the city for that weekend. But if I got a chance to go in, why not? It's a fun race, and I'll be really happy to do it.
Awesome. Well, great run here for third. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out from the Indy Road Course?
Yeah, the same. My spotter, Michael Chenard, has been with me since the first race, and also I'm back in the the big rig simulator for with Remorquage Boissonneau. Jean Boissonneau is the owner, so he gave me that chance to run in that one of this biggest simulator I've never seen. So I'm really happy with to be able to race in that type of thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for the interview. Congratulations on third spot here in Indianapolis.
Thank you, Morgan. See you soon.
You bet. See you next time. And that is going to do it here on V-Speed. Indianapolis Road Course did not disappoint. 7 Hawthorne, your winner here tonight. Big congratulations to him. This Mystic Racing League will take a week off in the IndyCar Series to make way for the big show right here at Indianapolis, the KAYTEE IndyCar Series. I want to give a shout out to Heatwave for coming on board to sponsor the Heatwave Grand Prix from the Indianapolis Road Course. But for everyone who makes this thing possible, everyone at Mystic Racing League, all of the admins and all the drivers and all the fans on YouTube, thank you very much for your continued support and attention as we bring all of these races to you day in, day out, week in, week out, all season long. I've been your host and producer, Morgan Cook. You'll see me next time tomorrow right here on the channel for the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series. If you want more IndyCar action, 2 weeks' time, Sunday, May 31st, for the double, which is going to be a lot of fun. We'll see you then right here on V-Speed.